All right, the world's largest cocktail party, an annual tradition in Jacksonville, Florida. Florida Gators, Georgia Bulldogs. We've got Georgia 16-point favorites, Everbank Stadium, home of the Jaguars, 52 the total here in this game. There's actually going to be some winning football in this stadium for the folks in Jacksonville here. That's a low blow. That's a shot at the Jaguars right there. Interesting game here with Florida and Georgia. Georgia, we saw what they did dismantling Texas. That was by far their best game of the year after, an unfortunate setback when they played Alabama earlier this year. Their defense was dominant. They made life difficult for Quinn Ewers, 30-15. Carson Beck and the offense got things rolling in that. Now, he did still have now, here's the thing with that game. He moved the football, Beck, but he also still had 3 interceptions in that football game as well. Trevor Etienne was good running the ball. There's still too many bad decisions in Carson Beck's game right now. Like, he's thrown 8 interceptions in 7 games this year. It's just a few too many for my liking. But the defense just owned Texas's front, which surprised me. Now, can they maintain that level of dominance here against Florida is the question. I'll say this about Florida. Where has this come from? They had Billy Napier. They had his pink slip in his inbox just a month ago. And now all of a sudden, here they are. They've won 3 of their last 4. They've covered 4 straight. Okay, Mississippi State and UCF, those wins don't do anything for me. Those teams are bad, and they've gotten worse. But they almost beat Tennessee on the road. They lost 23-17. They actually led a good portion of that game. Their defense is starting to get better after a horrible start. They beat up Kentucky 48-20 last week, and it was a breakout game for their offense. Lagway has been good, getting better at the quarterback spot, but Jaden Baugh, the last few games, has suddenly become more of the focal running back, the lead back, and he's something. He's a talent. There's no doubt about it. And he had 106 rushing yards against Kentucky in that victory. Can he carry that over here against a staunch Georgia defense is going to be the question. If you look at this history of this series, it's been Georgia 6-1 straight up in the last 7 meetings, and 6-1 against the spread or actually 5-2 against the spread. Last year it was 43-20 for Georgia, but it was 486 to 339 total yards. Florida did move the ball, but there was times when they got stopped, they turned it over. They've covered 4 in a row, and prior to the Texas win, Georgia had been a money burner in this kind of price range. Remember, they were a dog winning outright against Texas. But in this kind of a price range, this has been a bad roll point spread-wise for Georgia. I am tempted by Mr. Napier and the Gators here in this game. C-Mac, how do you feel about it, the cocktail party?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, like, how much is this for real here? And both these teams are off buys. Coming into this
usually that's
game.
The case prior to this game. Yeah, both teams
get
the bye. Yep.
They do. Even the Tennessee game for Florida was close. Can Lagway have the big game here? Like, that's the key, like making the throws.
And remember, Graham Mertz out of the picture. He's out for the season with injury.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah. Which I kind of liked. I mean, I know they were kind of sticking to him, but kind of bringing in Lagway, which was all right, I guess. But at least just want to. I'm sure Mertz was he going to come back for his 9th year now because he got another red shirt.
He might.
Holy shit!
Never get him out of college.
Don't fucking bring that up to me. God damn. All right, but Georgia, yeah, I mean, they smothered just the biggest game, and they were dogs. Now, massive favorites. This is the key here. They're just over 2 touchdowns here, 16. In the last few years, it's how to define this Georgia team as the ones maybe the last 3 or 4 years, because they've just took care of Florida easy. But this year, Georgia, this team hasn't covered numbers. And Beck, you mentioned he moved the ball, but yeah, he had those interceptions. That was like, thank God that
if you're going to cover a number like this, you can't have a 6, 7, 8 minute drive like Georgia likes to have. Get down to the 10-yard line, and there's Beck throwing a pick in the end zone. That's going to make it a whole lot tougher to cover -16.
Yeah. Can we trust Florida? How much can you take from those? I was just impressed. I don't think UCF is very good. Tennessee, we talked about the crazy start. And right now, Kentucky doesn't look that great. So I don't know. I can't take anything in this game. This is just a watch for me. Maybe you bet it live. I don't know. Maybe you get a better number with Florida even.
Yeah, maybe Georgia just surprises them early. You'll get more than 21 with Florida. Maybe then you jump in with them. Maybe you could look at that kind
Do we
of
get
approach.
back to old Georgia covering number like they did a couple years ago? I mean, they just haven't done it this year. Like if you've wanted to lay shit with them, you're losing.
Yeah, Mississippi State covered against Georgia, just a few weeks
Auburn.
ago as well.
Yeah.
Auburn, yep.
Kentucky.
And Florida's not given up on Billy Napier. It definitely feels like there's been a rallying cry for the players around their coach the last few weeks. I don't know if it'll be enough to save him. I think he's still
defense has been better, which I was shocked because they've been horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know if they're that good. So yeah.